Today I'm going to show you how to move everything from this computer case, this large standard side computer case, to a Slimline computer case. And the reason we can do that is this computer has a MicroATX motherboard. So you want to make sure that before you start that the motherboard you have in your current case fits into the case you're going to be moving it to. The only real tool you'll be needing for this job will be a screwdriver. I like to use these old wet wipe containers to put my screws in. That way I don't lose anything. First, let's start with the removing the DVD drive. Start by unplugging it, unscrewing the screws on the side. All the screws are out. You just push it forward. Comes right out. Set that aside. Okay, let's go ahead and remove the hard drive next. As you unscrew the last screws that hold the hard drive in, sure to hold the hard drive so it doesn't fall. With your hard drive, careful what you're touching, and set that aside. Next, we'll be removing the video card. Little lever in here, the video card connects. Push that unlocks it. Grab it. Pull, comes right out. Get your video card, set that aside. Now we'll be removing the motherboard. And there's about 6 to 9 screws to the motherboard. You got one screw here, screw there. Screw here, looks like a screw there, and a screw up there. So this one has 6. Some other ones have some in the middle. That's for larger motherboards, but this is, as you can see, it's a MicroATX motherboard, a lot smaller. So go ahead and unplug your power from it. You can leave the memory in there. It does not need to be removed. Get this power cord here. Like that. This other 4-pin power connector. Those are your main powers there. I'll take note of a couple of these other pins down here. This is your audio, most likely. Yeah, this is your audio. This is one of your USBs. And these are your button and function lights, the LED lights, the power reset. And that's what these are. If you don't have an instruction manual for your motherboard, you can find it online. Otherwise, remember the position of these, because when you put it back in, you're going to need to have some of those set up. Your instruction manual will tell you for that motherboard how to plug these in or where they should go. So undo those. Okay, we're going to leave the SATA cables hooked up since we're going to be reusing them in the new motherboard anyway. So we'll just leave those out there. And I'm going to unplug this fan because it's kind of in the way. Let's get in there and unscrew those screws. When you're unscrewing these screws, be careful not to let them drop onto the motherboard. If you have a screwdriver with magnetic tip, that's great. You just don't want to cause a short anywhere. And there's no power flowing through there. Just be careful. Sometimes it's hard to grab the last screws, me and my big fingers, so I just leave them on there and pick it up, and when I go pick it up, I shake them off, they're loose. Otherwise, turn the board upside down and you drop right in your hand. Alright, see the motherboard's removed. Halfway done here. We'll set the motherboard now removed. We'll set that aside. Okay, one last thing before we're done with this case here is we're going to need the plate for the motherboard. That's this thing right here. And the back. We're done. I now have an extra case. So this is a new case we can put all our hardware in. Let's get started. This one's nifty. It has a little tray can dried out. There. DVD drive. Push pins. And up. Hard drive. There we go. I'll start this hard drive, and have the one for the flash drive, or the flash drive, the FDD and the HDD. This will be still on the hard drive, which is the bottom bay here. Sure, ports are facing the right way. It just needs to get wiggled around a little bit, and then it'll lock in place. that's done. Set that aside. Let's go ahead and install the motherboard now. Install your plate. Now that the motherboard is installed, just make sure the screws are snug. They don't have to be tight, but you don't want it screws backing out or rattling loose. Just make sure they're nice and snug. Go ahead and wire the power to the motherboard. Make sure your wires are out of the way of the face of the fans. You don't want anything blocking airflow. Now I'm going to wire in the audio and plugs and power buttons and whatnot. That's audio USB. So we got your speaker, power LED, power reset, and HDD light. Now we're going to attach the hard drive, CD drive. Before I actually install this, I'm going to plug it in. It might be a little easier. see we're still missing one thing, the video card. And that's because that needs an adapter. So before I install this, I want to install the video card. So I'll do that now. So I want to install this video card in this case. But obviously, there's a size issue. So I am going to use one of these low profile brackets. By the way, these are only like $10, really cheap. Maybe less, get them on sale. Ta-da! And that's how you switch that. Alright, ready to install the video card. Open this. It's got a cool little latching dealio, which is supposed to swing open once it's unlocked. There we go. So we go here. So let's go take up this one and this one. You might have want to done this beforehand. Just gotta be careful not to hit the motherboard with these pieces of metal while moving them. Okay, video card goes in like so. We'll fit right into this right slot. It's only slot. Press down until it snaps in place. Snap. And place that like so. Nice thing about this is one of those screwless ones here, so no screws here. Just close that up, lock in place, all done. Now we can make sure this is set in place nice. That's pretty much in place already. And make sure our fans have good airflow area. That'll be, that's always death to computers, is fans cannot get enough air flow movement and they overheat. So make sure your fans have plenty of room to breathe and push air around. Push wiring out of the way so you can get good ventilation throughout the whole computer. I'm also going to pump up the memory here. I'm going to add another memory stick to this one here. How to install a memory card. Make sure you get the right one for your motherboard. Check your motherboard specs. It'll tell you what it's compatible with. Got this one's compatible with this board. It was on sale. And you got your clips. And these clips here. These will actually, when you press down on them, those will actually push out the memory card if you're removing it, or not removing it, or installing it. Try not to overly flex your memory card when installing. Give it firm, even push. And the little clips on the side will make a clicking sound when it's in. Even push. There we go. Click, click. Alright, lock this into place. Simple locking mechanism there. Before I put the case in, if this is your first time doing this, one great tip I've always taught is to test your computer before closing it up. Make sure it's functioning. That'll tell you. You might miss plugging in something and it might not work. Well, you don't want to have to open up the whole case. So go ahead and test it while it's in this condition here. Plug it in. Make sure power is on. It comes on right. The lights are working. The power switch is functioning. Once that's done, you can go ahead and put on the faceplate in the case, and you're done. Faceplate, got to remove the port for the drive. There we go. Goes on a lot easier.